Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2018, the album, not silverdaddy.com. Dad AF, the affiliate link below, right next to my Morphe code. And with the power of conviction, there is no sacrifice. It's a do or die situation. We will be invincible. A little Pat Benatar for y'all there. I was going to sing some Cure because in the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star series, Jeffree says in there that like back when he first came out, like nobody was wearing makeup. And I was thinking to myself, like, what about Robert Smith from The Cure and all the punk rock people like Sid Vicious? What about like the Gene Simmons? And I mean, basically Kiss, the band Kiss, invented men in a full face of makeup. Well, I mean, if you've done your history like I have about makeup on men, you know it goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. So anyway, but I thought that was interesting. And it is kind of true. Like, I mean, at the time that he came out, not a lot of people were wearing full face makeup. And so when you see all that on the MySpace days, I mean, he was very, you know, like, creative for his time. So he is kind of a trendsetter. Well, he is definitely a trendsetter in the beauty community. So it was very interesting to me what I saw, the hot tea up on the Twitter yesterday. And we're going to talk about what Jeffree Star and James Charles and Raw Beauty Christie were talking about on the Twitter yesterday. But mostly Jeffree Star. And you know, it's interesting because I feel like it's a thread of tweets that he talked about some things in there. I almost spit the side of my mouth. Ow! And, you know, it wasn't shady. It wasn't really nasty. I think people could want to perceive it that way. But it was really kind of just stating some facts. And so when I was reading it, I was like, this is very interesting, okay? Now that Jeffree is basically peeling back the layers of the onion on himself, is he willing to do it for the beauty community as well? I hope so. I hope we get to hear some truths, okay? So anyway, I was getting ready today and I was like, I think today I need my beauty investigator police hat. But then I was sitting around and I was thinking to myself, nah, I'd rather just be the heat miser. But then I was like, oh my God, my hair. But then I was like, you know, back in the day, my very first drama video ever was Jeffree Star. And if you've been with me for a while, you'll remember, look who's back, she's back. So I was gonna wear this hat today. But then I was like, no, I like the black hat backwards. So listen, I wear lots of hats. I wear a lot of hats, okay? I have 4 channels besides this. I'm starting a 5th channel. It's coming October 1st called The Storytellers, which is gonna be your stories. And I'm also thinking about, people are gonna love this. I'm thinking about starting another channel that's gonna be a review channel of everyday, just like items, like air freshener to anything that you can imagine, a candle, whatever it may be, a lip gloss. I mean, who knows? But all the reviews would be over there and they would be very short videos on a daily basis. Why not? People are like, keep all your shit on one channel. Why? I like, listen, more is better. I'm an addict. Okay. In recovery. I'm an addict in recovery. But I think that way, you know? So I might someday have 15 channels and I don't really care. But let's get right into this video, shall we? I don't know much about clothes, but my hair looks fierce. Okay. So ding-a-ling-a-ling, sham-a-lang-dang-ding, ow, ding. How's the drama phone? This is Peter speaking. Oh, hi, Jane. How are you? What? Yes, I've been watching the Netflix series, Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. I love that Shane Dawson. He's so handsome, isn't he? Yeah, he does look a little bit, like my son-in-law. What? Well, I can't wait till that finale, can you? Well, I guess in the meantime, we'll just have to talk about some Jeffree Star drama. So anyway, let's get right into what happened yesterday. At 4 minutes and 5 seconds, timestamper. Okay, James Charles tweeted out 18 hours ago. I have a question for you guys. I want to make it clear that this is not shade directed towards anyone. And when you answer, I ask that you please also refrain from throwing shade as well. But, ... if you've been a longtime fan of the beauty community, you may have noticed that a lot of people's numbers are slipping badly. Videos aren't performing as well anymore, Instagram likes are declining, and the excitement around new launches just isn't there. I have my theories. Why? Do you? And then he says underneath here, and as a fan of the beauty community, once again, no shade please, what do you want to see more of, less of, that would get you excited again about the beauty community? And I think that's kind of an interesting question, you know? Personally, what I'd like to see is some new, big, up-and-coming beauty influencers, or I would like to see behind the scenes into the lives of the beauty influencers, you know? And I think that's why the Jeffree Star series is doing so well right now, and I think that's why a lot of these beauty influencers are like, Like, I think Laura Lee tweeted out something about wanting to do a video about her life or something like that. I mean, they're all wanting to do it now, you know, talk about their life. Robbie D. Christie underneath here says, she responds, and she says, I wholeheartedly believe that it doesn't lie with the content creator as much, but with social media and media as a whole. I feel that it's a cascading effect. Years ago on YouTube, when beauty was new, everything we saw was the first of its kind. Smoky eye tutorial, new now, old. I feel like makeup and entertainment mixed so much that now if makeup videos aren't sensational or a huge series, a lot of people don't find value in it anymore, which is sad. While I loved a good entertaining makeup video, I feel that it is completely expected now. I think people are expecting the beauty industry to morph so much into the entertainment industry that viewers are bored with creative content such as makeup tutorials, reviews, etc. But there is value there. I feel it just is a mindset shift of social media in general as of late. I think it's super important to remember that views don't equate value. It's easy for me to feel like what I am doing is a waste of time because I'm not a Shane Dawson, but if we are all producing Shane quality, the same effect happens, the value is gone there too, and then what? And then James Charles says, extremely valid points, actually. Oh my God, sister. Hey, sisters. Okay, so I have a little bit of a take on that as well. I think this is the thing, okay? You know, you gotta mix it up. You gotta do different things. And like, that was what I was saying when I was talking about like this review channel. You know, like, I know there's gonna be a lot of people out there that are gonna be like, girl, are you seriously starting another channel? I mean, you already have 4, okay? But that's okay, because I gotta stay excited with what I'm doing on YouTube. I have to constantly be reinventing myself. That's why I'm wearing 3 different hats, okay? I wanna constantly become a new person every day, but stay consistent with who I am inside, if that makes sense. Like, but with the creative process and stuff, put out new things. It's interesting to me that that's Christie's point of view, when I think that the reason why Christie has grown so much in the last year or 2 is because she is so relatable and she isn't putting out this sensational kind of stuff. I mean, if you go look at Christie's, and this is, I love Christie, y'all know that. But if you go look at her Instagram, I mean, she basically looks like one of your girlfriends doing a makeup tutorial. It's not like this high glam look and all that stuff. I mean, some of the looks are, but it's not like she's got like the highest quality of everything and she's putting out these sensational videos. I have said for some time now that I think that we are moving away from this whole idea of mass celebrity, because everybody for years has wanted to be a reality star or super, super famous and all that kind of stuff. And I just don't think that the regular Joe and Joette or Joan, Judy Smith down the street really relate to it anymore. I think they want the whole kind of front porch mentality. They want somebody they can relate to on a human level, which is why I think when we're seeing it is, yes, very much about Shane Dawson, what am I saying? Exposing these people and their raw vulnerabilities, but it wouldn't work, okay? And I did my video yesterday on Bobby Burns, and Bobby Burns was handed the golden ticket of YouTube by Shane Dawson, and he done fucked it up, okay? And this is why, because he doesn't know how to get authentic on video. He doesn't know how to be vulnerable and raw, right? Like, and maybe he's too young to do that. I don't know. I don't know that at that age I knew how to do that either. But the thing is that the lesson that Shane is teaching these people, the overall message that Shane is giving is, be yourself, your authentic self. Don't fake what you think the authentic self should look like for other people. Don't concoct it. Just be yourself. And if you go back 10 years ago on the YouTubes of the people that I watched back in the day, like Chris Crocker that I talked about on here, or Glozell Green, or the original Tyler Oakley back in the day, all of these people, even like Hannah Hart, who did My Drunk Kitchen, when they first started, they were so unapologetically original. They were themselves. Those beauty influencers that continue to unapologetically be themselves and challenge themselves are going to grow. I think it is the reason why Jeffree Star continues to grow. I think because he shows different sides of himself. He's not afraid. He gets out there, he gets honest, Some of my favorite videos of Jeffree's are Q&As that he's done with Nathan, or, Q&As he's done himself, and he just kind of answers them, And so I think it's interesting. I think people really want to know who these people are behind the scene, behind the mask, if that makes sense. So anyway, speaking of Jeffree goes in here on the heels of James Charles saying, if you've been a long-time fan of the beauty community, basically, what do you want to see? Jeffree retweets it, and he says, I'd love to chime in and give hardcore business advice for other creators if you film this topic. The internet culture and what people want to watch is changing drastically. And I believe that, okay? I do not believe that people want the Logan Pauls and the Jake Pauls. I think we are 2 to 3 years away from those people dying down drastically. I really do. I think they're going to age out. The thing is, you have to remember, people always assume, okay, well, like if Jake and Logan Paul, like as they grow older, they'll just get a younger audience. No, they really won't, okay? Because most 13, 14-year-olds are not going to relate to a careless, reckless, let's say 30-year-old Tana Mojo. They're just, it's not cute, okay? So you have to remember, as their fans age out, they age out too. So if they're still doing the same thing and they're not changing, they're not showing their life. Jeffree has shown his house. He has shown like him, you know, experiencing making money off of YouTube. He has allowed his fans to grow with him. Not a lot of these other YouTubers have done that. To some degree they do, but they still kind of like, there's a lot of, I would say, you know, lack of emotional development with some of these YouTubers that you see out there. Interestingly enough for me, okay, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but one of the most, I would say, mature beauty influencers out there that I think is huge are Toddy and Laura Lee. Like, Toddy kind of just rises above it, honestly. And I've always kind of been impressed with how she handles situations and does her own thing. And there was a time that I kind of gave her a hard time about, like, you know, I would joke and say, well, she got invited to game night. I'm not real sure Toddy wants to be in that inner circle that much, you know? I think she knows maybe it's better just to stay in my own lane. I think Jeffree's learning that, and we're seeing, you know, Manny and Laura together a lot recently, but I have a feeling that Laura will even start doing her own kind of thing, and we won't see her as much with the other people. I think this, like, friendships breaking up is kind of going to be a trend that we're going to see. I think over the next couple of years, beauty influencers that are very, very real, but are also putting out fantastic quality products, because you can't just put out any old product, okay, just and have a name attached to it. Listen, all right? You have to put out a good product. These celebrity perfumes wouldn't sell the way they did if they stank, like, you know, skunks. They just wouldn't. Let's just be for real, okay? They have to smell good. And so when I meet people and they're like, oh my God, I love like Britney Spears or, you know, whatever. Who was the one? I was buying my mother-in-law a perfume, and this woman looked at me and she said something about, I can't remember whose perfume it was, but she's like, no, everybody loves it. So, you know, the product has to stand behind the name. You can't just throw out any old product. Well, Jeffree Star, people love his products. I was going through Starbucks today, and this girl said to me that works in there, she said, oh my God, I saw you in Shane Dawson's video. And I said, oh yeah. And she's like, I love Jeffree Star. I use all of his products. His products are the best. So you got to have a product that stands up to your name, okay? If Jeffree Star was putting out shit products, people wouldn't buy him. They wouldn't be interested in him whatsoever. So then this, Kaylani says, I love that name so much. Personally, as a viewer, I think it's because the beauty community is becoming oversaturated. No tea, no shade. Just, it's a lot of content doing the same things. Amen. We don't want smoky eyes. We want art, transparency, and creativity. And Jeffree says this, okay? And this is the thing, right? If you're relatable and you're being creative inside yourself, and a lot of the drama videos in the last year have been about so-and-so copying so-and-so's look. We don't even do the videos as much as we could, honestly. If you watch all of these people consistently, you see people literally copying other people's ideas. Or somebody will tweet it out, and the very next day that person will have another person will have the video up. And you're sitting there and you're watching it as a drama channel, and you're like, damn, like, this is some edgy shit. How would you trust anybody? Why would you ever feed out an idea? Because the next person's going to take it. And then whoever has it out first is the one that wins, right? So it doesn't really matter if somebody says, well, you're copying it. It just matters if you get the video out there. What baffles me is, if I had the viewership of these people, like, they can really do whatever they wanted to do. I have, like, so many creative ideas that if I was a Manny or a Jeffree or a Lori or a Laura or a James or whatever, that I'd be like, you need to do this, or you need to do that. Or, I mean, there are so many things. And if I'm sitting here thinking that, I'm sure those of you out there that do makeup and love the makeup tutorials have sat there and watched a video and thought to yourself, well, why didn't they do it this way, you know? It's like when Thomas Halbert did the whole, like, Dollar General makeup thing. I said, why didn't you go to Dollar General and do it in the aisle? People would have lived for that shit. They would have lived for him doing that, okay? It would have changed the whole perspective. Nobody's done it before. You got to think outside the box and do things that people have never done before. And I do talk to some of these people, and I will tell you, there are a few of them out there that are very, very smart. And I think we're going to see some exciting things coming down the road. Jeffree then said, I wish everyone would respectfully let me expose people in the beauty community. Show all the proof of how money-hungry, evil, and horrible people are behind the scenes. But I let karma do its work, and it's been interesting to watch from afar. Well, karma's a bitch, though, you know? Don't you know that one person that you are like, this person in my personal life, okay, that I have known for 10, 15 years, and I'm just always like, when is karma? Ding-a-ling-a-ling, shim-a-lang, dang. Karma, yeah, karma. When you showing up at her house, girl? I need you to be there yesterday. No, I don't care what you do, just karma. You're getting ready. Well, what a smoky eye. I mean, come on, karma, show up sometimes, you know? We like to all see it unfold. But I think that's the thing, and that's a lot about integrity, is when you don't go there, right? That's integrity, is when you don't go there. And I think it would be really, really hard to know things and be like, because I do. I know a lot of things about that a lot of people would want to know, and I just sometimes sit there and go, this is not my game to play. No, I'm out of this, right? But y'all want to tell on somebody. We all want to tell on somebody, don't we? We want the world to know. I'd like to buy the world a Coke. But I mean, we all want to tell on somebody. We do. Don't tell me that there isn't somebody out there that you haven't wanted to tell on, okay? Because you have. Because we all want to tell on somebody. I don't care if it was on 3rd grade or 4th grade or today and you're 50. So then this Layla Dawn, Jeffree retweets this, says, I also think the community is finally revealing the true colors of the influencers that it represents. People are so money hungry and fake that there is a loss of genuine love for makeup, and informing the consumer they start earning money, that the content they create has no effort. I totally agree with that, you know? And recently, a lot of people, and this is not, you know, just about, you know, any one video or whatever, people ask me, they said, like, what would you do if, like, you know, somebody was paying you to do a review of a certain product or service or whatever? And I said, I would never, okay, sponsor that unless I could stand behind it 100% and say that I really believe in this product. Because I don't want anybody coming back to me and saying, well, you never used this product, you never used this service. How dare you, like, you know, suggest this to somebody? Nuh-uh, okay? That is bad business, right? And once you do that, you've lost it. It's like once you give your integrity away, it's very, very hard to get it back, you know? Let's just take Jeffree Star, for example. You know, like, people will never forget, right or wrong, whether they should or they shouldn't, okay? People will never forget things that he has done in his past, racist-wise, right? So it's like, once that integrity is gone to some degree, it takes a lot to work it back. And I've seen him really work hard, and there are still those people out there that are just like, no, you've lost me for good. And rightfully so. I think everybody has a right to their opinion, to how they feel in certain things, you know? And so, I don't know, it's like when you see all of these sponsored videos by people, and I'm not above a sponsored video, okay? Y'all want to, listen, if you got a business out there you want me to sponsor, send me some of your products. The other day on my vlog, listen, I'm going to tell you, Abby sent me these candles. She sent me this candle from her Etsy shop, okay? And I very rarely tout products, I don't. And it's called Breakfast of Champions, and it smells like cereal. I thought it was Apple Jacks, because somebody told me that, but no, it's Fruit Loops. It smells like breakfast in the morning, okay? It is so fantastic. Guess what we're doing? She and I are working together because I so believe in her products. She's going to make a Peter Monn candle that smells like me. I know, not sweaty. It smells like my cologne, kind of. But then I'm just going to let her have all the proceeds. I don't need to make no money off that. Okay, I just believe in her products so much that I want people to go over there and I want them to see. She's got all kinds of stuff. She's got Harry Potter candles. She's got the coolest candles, donut shop candles. She's got coffee candles. I'm going to link her below, okay? It's called the Poorhouse Candle Company. Poorhouse Candle Company. But see, that's how you do a sponsored video. Not sponsored. I ain't making no money off that. I just believe in her products. Could we see some of that, please? Like, we do, but not by very many. And then the Susie Q says, Dear God, when do these contracts fucking end? I'm ready to hear your side of things. So this is like a very like gossipy side. That people are saying that Jeffree has these contracts with certain influencers because he ships their merch through his distribution center. And so, like, there are contracts where he can't talk about that, which I've always thought was very interesting. When friends of mine bring that up to me, I'm like, what distribution contract would also have a non-disclosure I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've signed a lot of contracts in my life, but I've never had, like, a business contract that also says, and you can't talk about this. You know what I mean? So I don't know that. I agree with that. And then he says underneath, above here, he retweets it. It says, what contracts? I'm free to speak about anyone and anything anytime I please. So then what that tells you is he's chosen not to at this point. Maybe he will. Maybe he'll let me interview him about all that. I live for that. I would live for it. Okay. And then Emma says, it would be nice to know as a viewer, though, because these people get to continue their lives being fakes and phonies. I love the word. She's phony. Most importantly, people support them and give them their hard-earned money unknowing of the true ways. And Jeffree retweets it and put, true, but I'm also not the beauty executioner. I live for that. But I love that name for a product, trademark pending. He even shaded the drama channels there. Then he put Beauty Executioner, my second album, and new eyeshadow palette launching next fall. Ha ha ha. Do y'all feel like Jeffree's coming out with some music? Where is my fan? Okay, now I'm a diehard Jeffree Star music fan from back in the day. Y'all know I love Beauty Killer and I love Prom Night. I would love to have him release some new music. So anyway, then he says, okay, then people go up here and they say things. Then this, J. Mrs. Harry says, do a series behind the beauty community. And Jeffree retweets it and says, you really want me to end some lives, huh? LOL. And it makes you wonder. It's not really subtweeting. It really isn't. You know, it makes you wonder, like, what is going on? Like, what are the stories behind there? Because we've all had friend groups before, or people that we've worked with, that you know things, and you're like, well, I mean, it's just not that big of a deal, but then as it comes out, it's like a bigger deal, and then people want to speculate. And the problem is this, okay, with the public eye that you have to remember, is that when you're in the public eye, okay, like if you and your best friend just break up, let's not be friends anymore. No, but like if you and your best friend get into a fight, you go your separate ways and you don't talk anymore, right? People are going to probably wonder what happened. You're probably going to tell your husband. She might tell her husband or something like that. But at the end of the day, people aren't going to be speculating about it. It's not like you're going to be driving everywhere and somebody's going to be like, oh my God, there's Judy Smith. Did you hear that her and Stacy Sue broke up? They're not friends anymore. Did you hear? I mean, if you live in a small town, I've been to small towns like that. But, you know, most of the time, people aren't going to speculate. But these friends break up. They have all an insight into what's going on. And everybody wants to know because everybody's speculating. I've had friendships of mine speculated about where people are like completely wrong, completely off. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, where did they come up with this shit? Like seriously? Where I've almost wanted to take to camera and be like, let me set the record straight, okay? But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because it's me and that person. It's between me and that person. And I've worked out a lot of that, right? I'm hopeful that maybe some of this stuff will be worked out. But I do think that it would be very interesting to see a tell-all of the beauty community. Maybe Jeffree will do that, you know? Maybe he will feel confident enough that he gets the point or the contract's end. I know there are people out there that are like, I don't believe that. No, there's contracts out there. Y'all, who signs contracts with their friends? I mean, come on now. Let's just be for real, unless it's a business contract. I know people think that all these people sign non-disclosure fees contracts with each other, but I just don't think that's the case, right? Because it's probably kind of like this. It's like, well, if you do a video on me, I'm just going to turn around and say the same thing on you. I mean, I know stuff about you too. And one of the most interesting things of the Jeffree Star Shane Dawson series to me was when Jeffree said that they've had family members and friends that have tried to take pictures to sell. And I thought, oh my God, I hadn't even thought about that. Like, that would be so hard to trust anybody. I don't know. Maybe he'll come out one day and do a video. He already fed the idea out there, so you know there's a couple of people that are probably setting up their camera right now to film that video before he gets to it. But I'd kind of like to know some of the secrets, would you? If you guys would like to know, I'm going to do a poll right here. If you would like to know the secrets of the beauty community, say yes. If you wouldn't, say no. And if you'd say, I don't care about any of that, then say, who to care? I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.